All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which also improves your listening experience. Before we get started, I want to tell all of you thank you for your tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. But as we always say here at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do this because we love it, as we are simply sharing our passions with you all as we continue to build our listening army to take over the world. You know that we are your go-to on YouTube for Dallas Cowboys coverage during the NFL season as well as the off-season. We are in a brand new NFL season. The 2024 Dallas Cowboys Week 1 win on the road against the Cleveland Browns by winning 33-17. You know, the Cowboys have had quite the offseason with apparently Jerry Jones. His definition of going all in is different than everybody else's definition of going all in. We did a broadcast on the lunacy of the Dallas Cowboys bringing back Ezekiel Elliott when other running backs were available in the offseason. You had the CeeDee Lamb contract situation that was resolved just last week. Quarterback Dak Prescott winning a new contract that was resolved today. We have made our feelings very clear on both men about the contract. We stated that CeeDee Lamb, going back to that playoff performance or lack thereof, should we give him a new contract based on having to be talked to during a playoff game? Dak Prescott for doing nothing, at least in the playoffs, in all his years as a starter. So we have been very critical of both men. But of course, the quarterback market dictates that quarterbacks make money as well as starting receivers. The Cowboys, as they got closer to the regular season, they brought in some defensive tackle help with some size. The question was about the running game. Again, you have Micah Parsons. We're very critical on other players. Again, like a Micah Parsons talking so damn much in the offseason. You had CeeDee Lamb talking about he had to mature. DeMarcus Lawrence talking about the team got tired. So we just were not happy. I'm sure the rest of you all in Dallas Cowboys Nation was not happy about the Dallas Cowboys moves, as well as not even drafting a running back when drafting a running back was clearly a need for the team. So with all that being said, the Cowboys, they started the season off 1-0. Let's jump into our numbers here. Quarterback Dak Prescott, 19 of 32 attempts, 179 yards with 1 touchdown. The aforementioned Ezekiel Elliott, 10 carries, 40 yards with 1 touchdown. Rico Dowdell with 8 carries, 26 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches for 61 yards. Brandon Cooks, 4 catches, 40 yards, and 1 touchdown. On the defensive side, DeMarvion Overshown, 11 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Eric Kendricks, 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for a loss. DeMarcus Lawrence, 5 total tackles, 4 solo, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. Trayvon Diggs, 5 total tackles, 4 solo with 1 interception. Jordan Lewis, 5 total tackles, 3 solo. Rookie Kalen Carson, 4 total tackles, 4 solo. Micah Parsons, 4 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Malik Hooker, 4 total tackles, 2 solo. Damon Clark, 4 total tackles, 2 solo. Rookie Marshawn Nealon, 3 total tackles, 2 solo. Osa Odighizuwa, 3 total tackles, 1 solo. So the Cowboys definitely had a dominant defensive performance, as well as Eric Kendricks also having an interception. You had Kavontae Turpin returning a punt for a touchdown. So the Cowboys, they overall had definitely a good win. Brandon Aubrey, 4 for 4 on field goals with a long of 57. But you know that we do not overreact to losses, nor do we gloss over wins. Again, as dominating as the Dallas Cowboys was, there were some question marks going into the game, namely with rookies starting, especially on the offensive line, with Guyton as well as the brand new starting center, who, by the way, never ever played center. And you had Tyler Guyton going up against the reigning defensive player of the year and Myles Garrett. So there was some question marks to see how he was going to hold up. And for early review, he did hold up pretty well. pretty much allowed 1 sack. I know a few times he was beaten, but other than that, did a decent job. So we're talking about he should get better as the season goes on, as the season progresses. Definitely he's going to be facing top pass rushers, especially as a rookie left tackle, trying to replace a Hall of Famer and one Tyron Smith, protecting the blind side of one Dak Prescott. But we thought, all in all, he did very well. We liked the center, Cooper Beebe. They showed a video of him practicing snaps with his mom. And even though people laugh about it and want to make jokes, but if anything, that shows his level of commitment to get better by practicing snaps with both of his parents. So we definitely respect him for that. Definitely the good Cowboys defense played very well. I believe the Cowboys defense had 6 sacks, held Deshaun Watson to 169 yards to only 1 touchdown, again with the 2 interceptions. So the defense definitely played well, no question about that. Held former teammate Amari Cooper to 2 catches for 16 yards. So definitely Jerry Jeudy, only 3 catches and 25 yards, and that touchdown was late in the game. So definitely the defense stepped up, so that's the good. The bad is we have a serious problem with the offense tending to sleepwalk in the second half. At one point, the offense only had 7 yards in the second half. A lot of field goals. He wished they would have pressed they should have mashed the gas a little bit to get more touchdowns. So we definitely really didn't care for that. Head coach Mike McCarthy. These are some of the things that when Mike McCarthy gets criticized, we can't defend him for it. We didn't agree at the end of the first half. They put Brandon Aubrey on the field for a 66-yard field goal. Special team coach getting somebody's ass for that. Cowboys had a delay of game penalty. We really don't understand how does that happen when you're setting up for a field goal. So they get the 5-yard penalty. They move it back. Now the kick is now turned into a 71-yard field goal, which would have shattered and broken all NFL records. We don't care for that. There's no point even trying it. And by the way, it was less than 5 seconds to end the half. So really at this point, you really shouldn't even take a knee. And we kept saying it, take a knee. There was some level of suspense, whether the Cowboys were going to go for the 71-yard kick. And even with the 66-yard kick that Brandon Aubrey made, definitely seemed to have distance. But again, that's not what it's about. It's about being smart. And then Mike McCarthy, instead of just taking a knee, which would have killed the time, runs an unnecessary play where you see Dak Prescott gets bumped a little bit. So we do have a problem with that. Like Mike McCarthy, these are some of the things that we're critical of you about. Like there was no need for that. Play is smart. Dak Prescott missed a couple throws. Again, signing a big contract. Congratulations to Dak Prescott. He definitely missed a couple throws, definitely took a couple sacks. But all in all, not bad. We're going to need better play out of Dak Prescott. The running game, again, the Cowboys did run for 102 yards. So you can look at it and say, okay, those were solid yards. Definitely want to keep up a consistent running attack. Dalvin Cook, who I think is actually the best running back on the team, is sitting on the practice squad. So I hope as the season progresses, as Dalvin gets his leg underneath him, hopefully he can be brought up to the main roster and, definitely get some quality reps in because, of course, as the weather gets cold, going on the road, playing against the San Franciscos and the other top teams in the NFC, you're going to need a running game. Dak Prescott's success is always predicated on a solid running game. So definitely good job to the Dallas Cowboys in winning week 1. Get over it. Let's handle business. This is a new season. Mike Zimmer's defense have done a great job. They definitely seem to be more stout against the run so far. But again, it's only week 1. We're not going to crown them Super Bowl champions. We're not going to say they're going to do this. We're not going to say they're going to do that. Dallas Cowboys fans, don't start. Be humble about it. It's a long season. Anything can happen. Let's keep our fingers crossed for starting tight end Jake Ferguson, who got hurt when we kept saying, especially in the second half, the Cowboys should be running the football. The Cowboys should be running the ball to melt time off the clock, and he passed the ball, and obviously the guy gets hurt. And we definitely heard he was hurt when he came down and he yelled in pain. He had to be, kind of helped and escorted off the field. We thought it was his ankle. They said it was his knee. So we're definitely waiting for the updates. We're going to see how it's going to affect him next week and obviously the week going forward, not being at 100%. But he is a big contributor to the team. So definitely wishing Jake Ferguson well. Again, the Dallas Cowboys did an excellent job. Moving on to week 2, their home opener against the New Orleans Saints, who just had a dominant performance in New Orleans against the Carolina Panthers. So again, Cowboys, they're feeling good. get the hell out of Cleveland, start focusing up for your home opener, and that's all the Cowboys have to do. Again, if you ever want to reach us, it's going to be chinchecksportsradio@gmail.com. Once again, that's chinchecksportsradio@gmail.com. Until the next time, it's Chin Check Sports Radio. Signing out.